Here we have a SAT math problem. Okay, let's go to the question. In the figure above, O and P are the centers of two semicircles of radius r. If the length of the perimeter is 8 pi positive 16, what is the value of r? Okay, the question says for two semicircles we have over here with centers of O and P, we have the same radius r. So here we have the length r, here we have the length r. So the total length, that is the diameter, is 2r over here. So the same we have for the second circle as well. There is r and r, the diameter is 2r, and the question says the length of the perimeter. The length of the perimeter means the total length of the perimeters of the two semicircles is 8 pi positive 16. Okay, now let's get the perimeter of the first semicircle. Once I get the perimeter of the first semicircle, the same can be taken for the second one as well, because for both the semicircles I have the same radius r. Usually the circumference of the circle is 2 pi r. Okay, then what is the circumference of the semicircle? That is, for that we have to divide the circumference of the circle by 2. When I do so, I am getting pi r. So pi r is the circumference of the semicircle, that is this particular length. Okay, now to get the perimeter of the semicircle, we have to add this length to this pi r. So what is the length of this part? This is diameter. Actually, that is equal to 2 times radius, that is 2r. So when I add this 2r to this pi r, I'll be getting the perimeter of the semicircle. So perimeter of this semicircle over here is pi r positive 2r. The same perimeter will have for this semicircle as well, because for both the semicircles I have the same radius r. So the perimeter of this semicircle is pi r positive 2r. Now let's add these two quantities to get the total perimeter of the two semicircles. That is pi r positive 2r positive pi r positive 2r. Now I got the total perimeter of the two semicircles. According to the question, it is equal to 8 pi positive 16. Let me write it over here. Now, when you look at all the terms we have over here, all the terms contain r, so we can factor r out. If r is factored out, we are left with pi over here, and here we are left with 2, again pi, then 2 equals to 8 pi positive 16 r times, okay, here when I combine this pi and pi, when I add this pi and pi, I am getting 2 pi. When I add this 2 and 2, I am getting 4 equals to 8 pi positive 16. Okay, here the greatest common divisor for this 2 pi and 4 is 2. So we can factor 2 out. When 2 is factored out, already we have r over here. So when 2 is factored out, then we will be getting 2r. When 2 is factored out, to get the stuff inside the parenthesis, we have to divide both the terms by the one I factored, that is 2. When I divide this 2 pi by pi, I am getting pi. When I divide this 4 by 2, I am getting 2. And also here, the greatest common divisor for this 8 pi and 16 is 8. We can factor 8 out. So when 8 is factored out, to get the stuff inside the parenthesis, we have to divide both the terms by 8. When I divide this one by 8, I am getting pi. When I divide this one by 8, I am getting 2. Okay, now what we can do is we can divide both sides by 2 times pi positive 2 to solve for r. Let me do it. 2 times pi positive 2. Okay, here this 2 will cancel, pi positive will cancel. The same here, pi positive will cancel. 2 goes into 2 1 times and 2 goes into 8 4 times. Okay, here on the left side we get r, on the right side we get 4. Okay, I got the value of r. The value of r is 4. We find this 4 in answer choice B. The correct answer choice for this question is B.